Coming up to Hillcrest Cemetery here. Some interesting history here. I'm going to go in the last entrance here. At the corner of the cemetery, we come up on a deal that's a little bit controversial. They have a sign here called Potter's Field.
In a letter written by A.N. Allison to her sister in January 1875, the weather is very disagreeable now, for it is raining and it freezes as it falls, and it forms a sleet which is very hard on the stock. The bad winter has killed most of our gooseberries and currant bushes. It leaves things looking gloomy, and we have lost 2 head of our cattle, and a good prospect of losing more before the winter is over, for they have nothing but hay, and but a small portion of that for the rest of winter. There is in Florence about 300 Russians, and they have got the smallpox. At 1:30 a.m. on a Monday night, the first boxcar of 300 immigrants arrived in 14 degrees below zero in Florence because Hutchinson didn't want them and spent the night in the boxcars and then moved on to their makeshift homes consisting of 7 store buildings and 5 houses. This is the gravesite of over 300 Russian Mennonites who died during a smallpox epidemic in 1874 to 1875. We work with one goal in mind, namely that of helping each other, so that we may be worthy of God's call and not hinder his work. We hope that a burning fire of love will be our protection and strength of unity. Leela M., daughter of L.A. and L.M. Kirkin.
It turns out that this Leah wasn't even Mennonite, and this stone engraving here actually came from a stone that was where supposedly the immigrants were buried in a mass grave, but that's never been proven. Back in the mid-'80s, May Evelyn, part of the Florence Historical Society, wanted to make a memorial for the immigrants, but then she passed away, and by 1987 the Historical Society put up the gravestone and the 2 benches here. The Mennonites weren't Russian either. They were of Dutch descent and lived in modern-day Ukraine area. Bernard Warkentine, who had a flour mill in Halstead between Florence and Hutchinson, ordered that 700 loaves of bread and that an ox be butchered to provide meat. He also sent 6,000 pounds of flour, so each family may bake its own bread. A letter in the Warkentine collection tells of a case of smallpox that ends in death, and of 4 children dead from hunger, fever, and 6 others sick from various other causes. The original Hillcrest Cemetery records were destroyed in a fire, and a 1987 research effort could not fully recover all the information. Leslie Allison of Florence had done a research paper in 1965. The Marion County Record had done an article about it on March 10, 2005. Leslie Allison concluded his research with words from a letter written from the Board of Guardians Committee in the spring of 1875, and the Florence Historical Society used those same words on that memorial, and they're worth repeating here. We work with one goal in mind, namely that of helping each other, so that we may be worthy of God's call and not hinder his work. We hope that a burning fire of love will be our protection and a strength of unity.